Alright, on to some more examples. Just like with the last section, it's very helpful if you factor your denominators first before you try to find what they have in common. And so we can take the 7 out of the 14 and out of the 21 leaves a 2x plus 3. And so then the lowest common denominator, it's got to have the 7 in it. Both of those already have the 7. It's got to have the 2x plus 3 in it. And it's also has to have this extra x because it's not a factor of the 2x plus 3. So 4 gets multiplied by, it already has the 7x, it needs the 2x plus 3 over 2x plus 3. And then we have 7 times 2x plus 3 in this one, and so this needs that extra x, so x over x. If you want to, put the parentheses there so that you remember that this x gets distributed and multiplied to everything there. 4 times 2x is 8x, 4 times 3 is 12, 7x, 2x plus 3, minus 3x cubed. X is getting multiplied. X times x is x squared. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. 7x, 2x plus 3. So now this minus sign is here again, so add a negative, negative, negative. Distribute that minus sign through. So we get a negative 3x cubed minus x squared. And we're just combining like terms. 5x and 8x makes 13x plus a 12. And we divide and we get 7x, 2x plus 3. You can look, we have 4 terms up top to see if we could factor by grouping, but they're not going to have anything in common, so we're going to just leave it at that. Next problem. You want to first start off with factoring as much as you can. So 3 times x squared minus 1. Gets me excited because that's the difference of squares and it's really easy to factor. X minus 1, x plus 1. And so our lowest common denominator is, we've got 6 and a 3, so we're going to need that to be a 6. This x isn't a factor of the other two, and then we'll need x minus 1, x plus 1, and because the x minus 1 is what they have in common, we don't need that twice. So 10x over 3 times x minus 1, x plus 1. We need to multiply to get 6, so we're going to need the 2, and we're going to need an x. Add to that, we have an x minus 1, and so we're going to need a 6. We're going to need the x, and we're going to need the x plus 1 because we already have the other. And now subtracting 5 over 6x, already has the 6x, we need the x minus 1, x plus 1. X minus 1, x plus 1. Alright, so now 10x and 2x makes 20x squared. We get 6x, 3 times 2 is 6, x minus 1, x plus 1. 4 times 6x is 24x, and then we'll take care of distributing that in the next round. 5 times, I'm going to combine these two first and get x squared minus 1. That's what we got going in reverse. Sometimes I just leave off the denominators because it takes extra time to write them, and they are the same. So now, as we're going further into it, 20x squared, distribute some more. 24x squared plus 24x. And if you want to, bring that negative up with the 5. So we get negative 5x squared. Negative 5 and negative 1 make a positive 5. And so we have 20, 24 make 44, minus 5 is 39x squared, plus 24x, plus 5, divided by our common denominator of 6x, x minus 1, x plus 1. And there you have it. Just leave the denominator factored, because sometimes the top, just like one of our earlier examples, will cancel out. In this case, it doesn't.